Okay, so I am currently in my whip, doing a discipline talk. Currently taking care of some things, but yeah, we're just gonna get started. So what's today's message? In my car, right? Obviously, I can't use my phone. My phone doesn't have enough memory for what we're trying to do here. Make the 30-minute talk, but the importance of being around like-minded people. So like how do I describe this? In the Bible, right, it describes being around believers, right? You don't even want to marry somebody who doesn't have the same goals or isn't focused on Christ, right? Your whole life centered around Christ. And so like also being with a group of like-minded people who are going to pray for you. This really isn't Bible talk though. It's more aggression, like motivation type and business oriented, goal focused, Christians. Whether you're trying to lose weight, whatever it may be, it is important that you find somebody with a similar goals. Now sometimes God takes us on paths that are super lonely, and he does it to build us up, and also just for his name's sake, he does it to build himself up. So you'll actually look good because God doesn't want to be associated with the bad name. Like he just, even when you read, the first 5 books, but it's important that any journey you're doing, right, pray for like-minded people, but also just surrounding yourselves with oriented people to help remind you of the goal, right? A lot of times God likes to build in communities. He has a kingdom, so he wants to just build off of that kingdom. He wants to influence a culture. You know what I mean? These are deep things of the Bible. It's like, what are you talking about? Well, God, 9 times out of 10, he's going to pick and wants multiple people. Like, you're not supposed to be a Lone Ranger, mercenary type work. This is army, like, kingdom. You know what I mean? You can be representative. But he put it, this morning I was thinking, and I was just struggling. I'm like, angry, just kind of like, why? And it's because my goals were not aligned with my created purpose. Like, I'm doing this talk, and the topic came up of just being around like-minded people, right? You don't want your life to be centered around people who aren't doing the same thing. And so I'm actually coming to realize that I have a Christian group, but I also have to have a business-oriented group as well. Like, I can't just be, you know what I mean? I can't just be, my bad, moving the chair. Just centered around one. I mean, you could, but, right? Like, if I want to get better at kickboxing, most of the church probably isn't going to kickbox. So, what do I got to do? Okay, I got to go around to a kickboxing gym, right? And then even in that group, I want to hang out with people who want to be the best, if I want to be the best, if I'm just trying to do shape. And it's a social club. Well, I mean, you don't need a video for that, being honest. You're not here for that. What you're here for is, basic motivation. Hopefully I'm getting poured into so I can pour out and give back. But community helps us, spiritually and wills. Now, a lot of the times on this journey to become successful, you have to go to the internet. Most people do not want to run a successful, high, 7-8 figure business. They don't. And your evidence will show. I know we talk about, oh, show me who your friends are, and I'll tell you what you're doing type deal. And it's like, there's truth to that. You know what I mean? A little bit, not entirely. I've seen successful people, but you can't always hang around those guys, and it sucks. It does, but it's like a lot of times your friends aren't going to be doing anything, and I don't mean that like they're going to be bums. I just mean like they're not doing anything in the sense where you don't need to worry. It's like, you know what I mean? It's gonna be all right. You can always pull back up, go hang out, do what you want to do. But it's like, sometimes you got to branch out and find like-minded people where you get along. And whether it be, in business, it's like I'm coming to learn, or starting anything in that example, it's like most people aren't going to get it. They're not going to get your goals because they don't have those goals. They don't have that desire in them to start it up. And it's basic, but sometimes we need reminders on this. And even today, I had to remind myself, like, dang, like, I talk about goals to people who don't have the same goals and same visions. And even, like, in my family, the circle, it's like, oh, okay, well, what are you going to do to start it? And I did not align myself or put myself in an environment where I could succeed too. And so community also helps with the environment. I've noticed I changed, and not in the better way, because I wasn't around the people who were doing what I needed to be doing. So I forgot. And honestly, it's like, you'll forget your goal. And it's like, what's the goal? And now I was not even trying, I was living a life I wasn't supposed to be living, doing stuff I wasn't actually supposed to be doing. Like, I wasn't supposed to be back home chilling for 2 years, right? God used it for good, but it's like, he wants to use more now after those 2 years are up. He's like, all right, go back out and do more. And even today, I was like, praying, you know what I mean? Still trying to start it up, trying to do this YouTube stuff, right? The fitness, personal brand. And it's like, I had forgotten my goals because, like, of what I was focused. And I had to do certain things like get a job, but I had forgotten my goals. And that's scary because the desire would not leave. You know what I mean? The desire could not leave. It can't leave because it's just in me to go do it. And you can't acknowledge the creator of the universe and not go for what he's put in you, right? So he's put something in me, and now I'm in a relationship. Well, now it's going to consume me. Like, it is going to consume and eat me until I do it. And you want it kind of to consume you, right? Because he's telling me, you're following me, but you're not listening to me. And so he told me today, community, community, community. And it's like, okay, well, I kind of want to start and build a community, but I also need to be around like-minded people like me. That's going to be my first community. Then the next one, you know what I mean? I can build something, help mentor, grow. I don't want to be really based on courses. I don't want to do that. I'd rather give advice for free and host people for free, especially as a Christian. But it's besides the point. I'm here to kind of just help anybody, right? I'm not going to help you I'm not going to not help you because you're a Christian or you're not a Christian, you know what I mean? But it's like, he's showing me I'm losing territory, and it's because I'm not listening. And so sometimes, like, you know what I mean? We need communities to remind us to listen. Like, even my working out, you know what I mean? I have a buddy who goes to the gym, and he helps keep me motivated. You know what I mean? He works out, goes in, and honestly, it's such a big help because it's like, you don't forget, I don't forget. Now, certain parts of the journey have to be lonely, and you got to be a little crazy. You know what I mean? I'm always talking about Miami, and it's like, why? And I'm not going to get into that right now, but that's not the point. I kind of want to work or do things for me, right? This desire to build a personal brand is not for me, but it's in me. And you have to surround yourselves with people, right? I have to just actively stay texting. I got another buddy who's trying to do business, or he's doing business, not even trying, and it's working. And you know what I mean? Like, he like spiritually picked it up on me. It was so weird. Come to find out, he has his own thing going on, and it's like, okay, well, at the state I'm in, I actually couldn't run it, and I was praying about it, and it's like, no, a change had to be lit, a fire had to be lit. You know what I mean? Some of us, we got to work 2 jobs. Sometimes you may even have to work 3. I know one of the guys I followed, he was like, worked 7 days a week for like 2 years. I mean, and that's what it takes. And it's like, you are given divine strength to do things with the acceptance of Christ. So if I really got to do that, I'll be given it. Not saying I have to, but right now I'm in school uploading videos. Even you're, working on this content, right? It's like, it's not something I actually wanted to do, but it's even interesting how I got here. We're supposed to do a call, and I tried to do the video this morning, and you know what I mean, coming to realize just I was kind of led to do the video, and I'm like, all right. But yeah, and so it's just important, you know, you stay in a community of like-minded people, and I don't really know where I'm going with this. It's just kind of like a talk, chatting it up, just sharing those thoughts that I was given. But yeah, and it's like I've struggled so much because I haven't sought out my part of the community. So God is not going to do everything, nor can he, because it would be a disservice to do everything and just hand me things. He's blessed me. There's blessings, but he doesn't want to just hand me things. He wants me to work and actually build, because that's part of the creation. It took time to understand that. You know, when Jesus speaks, it's like, oh, okay, Jesus, I see you. And so Manifold's good saying that name. But it's, you know, it's like Revelation, some hits, and he's telling me community, 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 community. And it's like, okay. And so I guess that's kind of what I'm like trying to build off of this. Yeah, not day one, but it's more consistency, you know what I mean? 3 videos a week, sometimes even more than that a week. You got your shorts, different things. Hopefully this is not a bad angle. This is actually on my tablet because my phone doesn't have enough memory to record. You know what I mean? I'm blessed to have even a tablet I can record, which is awesome. But yeah, so it's like having reminders on other people, and also seeing other people succeed should make a fire for you to want to succeed. You know what I mean? It should actually help. And so we want to build off of other people, you know what I mean? And it's like, okay, he did it. It's doable. Sometimes, you know what I mean? I'm dumb enough to go out. I was dumb enough to go out and do this, go out to school, college, wrestle. And it's like, but what I really want to do is build the business. And so, you know what I mean? If I don't get what I want, it's like, at least I went and tried. And that's not the point, but it's like, no, at least I went and tried. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger said in the video, I was always willing to fail. And it's like, man, you got to be willing to take the L. But with Christ, there is no real L's in the sense of a loss. We learn, but God's got our back. But again, just emphasizing. So like right now, day trading, working, you know what I mean? I'm working fast food, just trying while I'm building up the business. You know what I mean? It's not permanent, it's temporary, but it's gonna help whatever I'm doing, you know what I mean? Getting bread on the side, like, all right, still doing these talks, still grinding, but it's not the name of the game, but it's like, it's what it takes. You know what I mean? It's what it takes. Doing what you don't want to do so I can do tomorrow what I want to do. You know what I mean? And try not to butcher the quotes, but it's like, even eating right. Some days, you know what I mean? You want to give in. Some days you can't wait to eat right. It's life. It's a system, I guess, that's been designed. But you know what I mean? It's easy to speak on different terms. I'm not gonna come in and graceful, like, you know, we got to do this, that. No, I'm very realistic, and I'm gonna speak to everybody. Definitely gonna proclaim and profess my faith, which you've already seen. But yeah, you know what I mean? Even in life, it's like, you'll never know. I'll never know if I didn't. I'll never know if I did. Or, you know what I mean? Like, if I don't make it. But yeah, even on it, it's like, just keeping that clear-headed conscience. Helping, you know what I mean? Like, and so to me, I guess what the point of what I'm trying to say is, if you are hanging around people that are weighing you down and God removes you, don't get mad. He's not taking them away from you, but if he's removing you from them, like, hey, you need to keep your distance. You know what I mean? Be cautious and be grateful. It took me a while to understand that, and it's like, dang, they're doing this, this, and that. But be cautious, be grateful. Yeah. I guess that's the talk for today. A little shorter than I would have liked, but it is what it is. God bless. Santa community.